All right, everybody, welcome back to the channel and welcome to today's video. In today's video, we'll be printing with multicolor PLA Silk again from our friends over at Fixdry. But in today's video, instead of calibrating it and doing all of that stuff, I thought it would be cool to pick out a couple of prints that are really cool to print with this type of filament and go through setting those up for print and printing with them to see how it turns out. So in today's video, we'll take a look at their website and we'll take a look at a couple of cool prints and we'll go ahead and print them out and we'll see what this filament prints like. So if all that sounds good, then sit back and relax and I'll get everything ready. All right, so here we are on Fixdry's website here, and here is the triple color filament, and the one that I have is the blue, green, and orange, but they also have a really cool red, green, and blue one. And they have bundle stuff available and everything. But let's take a look at what they say makes their filament special or whatever. So we'll see, this is a silk PLA like we've seen before. Here's the recommended temperatures. I'm just going to leave the bamboo on generic PLA silk or whatever and go from there. So no calibration or anything. We'll just leave it on the generic settings, but we'll make sure that it's within the ranges here, which I believe everything should be within the ranges. We won't do any super high speed printing. One cool thing that they say is every inch consists of 3 colors. And when you do look at the filament and turn it around, it is pretty interesting the way that it does that. So we'll see how it prints stuff out. So, you know, just like everything else, they say that it's smooth and hassle free and all of that. So we'll take a look at that, and they give the operating ranges that they recommend there. And, you know, we'll probably not change anything on that. It does have a cardboard spool. I know some of you guys don't like that. I'll just put the little plastic rings on there, which really help when these cardboard rolls in the AMS. But otherwise, this looks really cool. So let's go ahead and get into printing with it. All right, so here we are in Maker's World. If you've been on my live streams on Saturday here recently, you've heard me talk about my desire to use one of these, you know, multicolor silk filaments in one of these suspended 3D print deals. And I actually ran across this test to do that, so you can test out if the filament's going to work to do that and what it looks like, so you don't have to do an entire print to do that. So I thought that was pretty cool. It only takes like 17 minutes. So we'll start out our printing with that, and we'll see before we do a full print with the strings and everything. Let's see how it prints. So we'll go ahead and click this and open it up in Bamboo Studio. All right, so here we are in Studio and we have the model loaded in, and you'll see that I have generic PLA Silk selected here. We'll go ahead and take a look at that. So it does show the recommended nozzle temperature here from 190 to 240, but for this particular filament, it is only up to 220. Now it does show the nozzle temperature of 220 on here, which is at the max limit of that. I'm not going to change that unless we run into any problems. And then we'll see that the 55 degrees on the bed plate is within the 60 degrees C that are within the parameters. So everything's within the parameters here. We are on the upper limit, but we'll keep an eye on that. So let's take a look at the other things that were changed by loading this model from Maker World. So we'll see that the layer height was changed, the wall generator type to our Arachne changed, bridge flow, thick bridges. So none of this stuff I had to change. It changed itself. So you could see everything that is in orange changed. So the only thing that we haven't checked there is the speed, and the speed is within the parameters that they set forth as well. So everything looks like it's good to go for this filament as far as printing within the ranges and everything like that, and at the right speed. So we should be good to go. So we'll go ahead and slice this, and it's going to take about 18 minutes, and I'll see you when it gets done. All right, as you can see, the silk filament works great for the rain or the suspended effects. So those big projects that you have with that, you can use the multicolor silk filaments for that type of stuff. So the other thing that I see that I think is really, really cool are these articulating like dragons and stuff. And these supposedly look really cool with these type of filaments. So I thought it would be cool to try it out on the Fixdry filament here and see what it turns out like. So let's go ahead and get it loaded in Studio. All right, so as you can see, it comes in just like this, and it only has one of the filaments in there. So let's go ahead and resync it. And now we have everything back in here, and we'll see that it is changed to the 0.16. It's changed the strength on some stuff and the speed, but that came from this model. So we'll go ahead and leave everything alone on that. So let's go ahead and slice it, and I'll see you when it gets done. All right, so as you can see, this turned out amazing, and this is exactly how it printed, just like so. So we'll take it off for the first time. And wow, does it look cool. The orange, the green, the blue really looks super awesome. And these articulating dragon things are really cool too. So this turned out spectacular. So this is a really good use case for the silk filament. All right, I couldn't be more impressed with the dragon and the way that it turned out. So the last thing that we'll print today is another thing that I see, the multicolored, silk PLA filament really looking good is on these vases. I think these make it look really, really cool as well. And if you have a cool little turntable, I'm sure this one would look cool as well. But I thought it would be cool to print one of these and see what that filament looks like in this vase. So let's go ahead and get it downloaded and entered into Bamboo Studio. All right, so you'll see that we have it loaded in here. So let's sync the filament. And now we have our PLA Silk filament in there. And we'll see that it's using 0.2, and I didn't change any of this. It loaded it in there. Whenever you're loading these profiles in here, do make sure you have the right printer and the right plate. And then again, where it's highlighted orange here, this is where the changes are from the normal profile. All right, so it's going to print in spiral vase. So it's just going to spin around and around and around and around, which will be really, really cool. All right, so let's go ahead and slice it. And since we didn't calibrate it, I am letting it do its initial calibration in the beginning. So this will take about 2 hours to print. So I will get that printing, and I'll see you when it gets done. All right, so let's take a look at it fresh off the build plate, and I have got to say, hopefully the camera picks this up. Yeah, no matter what direction you turn it in, it starts to change colors. Really, really cool. So if you want to make something that really stands out for decorations and whatever, this type of filament is great for these spiral prints as well. So as you can see, it just turns different colors as you turn it. It is so cool. So if you want something like this, this is what that filament is for. And hopefully today, between all of the different things that we were able to print with it, you got some ideas on some stuff that you would print and a reason why you might buy this type of filament. So I'd like to thank our friends over at Fixdry for sending me this roll of filament. This is one of the cooler ones. The blue, green, and orange is a great combination. And I can't say enough about it. So thank you, Fixdry, for sending this over, and thank you everybody for watching. Be sure to smash that like button, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss next week's video, and I'll see everybody next week. Thanks for watching.